Hi, this is Kim, and today I'm talking about honor. Um, yes, honor. Because something that's been a part of my life or me um, for most of my life is that on like a deep internal level, I've always felt sort of dishonorable, or it's almost like a pit of the stomach kind of feeling, or even lower than that. Where you just have this sort of gut feeling about yourself that you're just not um, honorable. Like that, on a deep level, I'm like not, I'm shameful in a way. Or at some point in my life, I must have done something to dishonor myself, and that means that for the rest of my life, I'm just going to be trying and trying and trying to just sort of make up for it and to be a good person or to be a better person or to, just be good, even though I can't even necessarily remember what it is that I might have done to dishonor myself. It's just a feeling in the pit of my stomach type of thing. And so I had to look at the word honor, because what I've realized is that oftentimes when it comes to these sort of experiences that you accept about yourself, like this belief that, oh, I dishonored myself, or I'm dishonorable, or things like that, it's because of how you've defined the word. And how you've defined the word is not necessarily what the word really is as a living word, and that it's just a matter of figuring out, how have I defined the word and what is the word as a living word. So how so what I realized is that how I've defined the word honor and honorable is in the context of trying to be a good person, like kind of like, the a knight, like knights, how knights are supposedly the sort of symbolism of honor. They have this code of honor that they live by and they fight for honor. And so it's similar where it's like I am a knight and I fight for my honor. Like I fight for to be a good person. I fight to get into heaven, basically to get accepted into the kingdom of heaven after I die, because I am such a good person. So my entire life um, has basically been about me trying to just sort of do the right thing, like being very obsessed even with just trying to do the right thing, just trying to be a good person in every way that I possibly can. Because on a deeper level, there is this thought that, I need to get into heaven after I die, that somehow at some point after I die, I'm going to be measured, and my actions in this world is going to be measured, and it's like my soul is going to be weighed, and it's going to be decided whether I'm going to be worthy or not to get into heaven. So that's how I've defined the word. And, obviously that means that I actually, within my mind, constantly sort of exist in this worry, a state of constant worry and doubt and insecurity and like lots and lots of thoughts. Like I've always been a heavy thinker. I think a lot. And because it's just thoughts about me, basically thoughts about like, am I doing the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Is this okay? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do it? What is good? What is bad? What is right? What is wrong? Like a lot of worrying, a lot of concerned, a lot of thinking about myself, basically, because I'm just trying to be a good person. So it's like I'm constantly weighing myself against what I believe is good and bad, and I'm constantly just trying to live according to the rules, whatever those rules are or wherever those rules come from. It's like, yeah, I just try to be a good person. Um, and so I looked at, what is honor actually as a living word? What does that really mean to be honorable? Um, and what I realized is that real honor is obviously considering all of life, where instead of fighting just for my little soul and for my self interest, I fight for life. Where instead of placing just me and my soul on a pedestal, I place life on a pedestal. And instead of thinking and believing that all that matters in this world and all that's really important in existence is my soul and whether or not I'm going to be worthy to get into heaven, um, instead I realize and understand that what's most important is life and existence as a whole, and whether existence becomes a heaven and every life form gets to be and exist and experience a heaven. So to live honor as a living word is to essentially not have any thoughts about myself, because within those thoughts about me where I'm doubting and questioning and being insecure about whether or not I'm doing the right thing, it's all about me. I'm separating myself from life, from existence, and I'm not honoring life, because I'm so obsessed with just myself, with just my own soul and my worthiness to get into heaven, that I don't really consider existence. I don't consider what's best for existence. I only consider what I believe to be best. And that's also the problem, where living this word honorable in the context of the mind, in terms of, it being about my soul, I want to be a good person because I want to get into heaven, is that I will try to be a good person. Like, I will try to live according to principles and according to a moral code, etc. But the thing is that I won't really question any of it. I'll just sort of live according to beliefs about what I believe is right and wrong and good and bad. I won't really see what is truly best because I don't really care about what is best. I just want to be good. I just want to feel good about myself and think that I'm a good person. So what ends up happening is that I just accept a whole bunch of belief systems that I then live by without ever really seeing or considering whether those beliefs, even though on the surface they might seem and appear to be, good, whether those beliefs are actually truly best, whether that's actually what life needs, what existence needs. Because I don't really care about existence, I just care about me. I just want to think and believe that I'm a good person because I'm following the rules and I'm living according to all these rules and codes and principles, etc. It's all about me, anyways, so I don't really consider what's truly best. Because maybe what's best isn't necessarily what's good or what's right. Maybe what's best is something entirely different, something I'm not considering at all when I'm trying to be a good person. So I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to live the word honor in and as the mind, and to therein believe that, I've dishonored myself whenever I do anything or whenever I have done anything that sort of falls outside the norm or that doesn't align with the rules and the moral codes and the things that I believe I need to live by in order to be a good person. And I forgive myself that, I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see and realize and understand that what real honor is as a living word, isn't necessarily about rules, isn't necessarily about good and bad and right and wrong. It's not about definitions necessarily. What's honorable in the context of life is actually to not have any of those beliefs, of those thoughts to begin with, to not have any separation going on, not have any of those polarities of good and bad and right and wrong, not have any rules, not have any codes, not have any of those belief systems. You know, what's honorable in the context of life is for there to simply not be any separation, for me to simply not separate myself from life, for me to simply stop thinking about myself, stop being so preoccupied with just me in my own mind, stop fucking thinking so much about me, you know, and just let go of all of that separation and just, you know, stand as life, place life on a pedestal, live for life, live for existence, actually live to consider all of existence as me, and to stop perceiving myself as a separate entity or a separate unit, or to stop thinking and believing that, you know, I have or I am a soul that exists in complete separation from the rest of existence, and that it's all just about me and whether I get to go to heaven, and to stop defining myself within and as that desire to go to heaven, desire for my soul, whatever the hell that means, to go to heaven. And so I forgive myself that um, that I've accepted and allowed myself to even consider that I have a soul that needs to go to heaven, and that to be honorable means to fight for my soul, fight for my soul's place in heaven by trying to be a good person and trying to live according to the rules and trying to do everything that I can to be a good person because only good people go to heaven, supposedly. And so I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to live and define the word honor in complete separation from life, from existence, from life on earth, from everything that's here, by literally being completely consumed and obsessed with just this idea of me, of who I am as a soul, by being completely consumed with something that is not even real because it's something that I don't even see, that I can't touch. It's not here. It's something I believe in, something I believe that exists, and something that I believe will exist after death. But it's not actually even here. What is here is life in this world, is existence, is reality, is all the beings and all the life forms that I see in this world in reality. And so I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to live and define the word honor in and as the context of reality and based on reality, rather than based on this belief in a soul, rather than based on a belief in something that isn't actually here and that isn't actually real, but to define honorable and the word honor within and as actual life on earth, actual life that is here, actual existence, where to be honorable is to fight for a heaven for everything that's here, to make sure that everything that exists in this world can experience a heaven, can go to heaven, which means that I need to make sure that there is a heaven, and that I need to equally put in as much effort and fight as much, equally as much, for, you know, to establish a heaven for all of existence as I've always been fighting for my soul to go to heaven. I need to equally, you know, fight for existence, for life, as I've been fighting for my soul. So I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to even believe that I have a soul, that I have something or I am something that separates me from existence, instead of seeing, realizing, and understanding that the soul is a construct, it's a mind construct, it's literally a word, it's literally a belief. It's something that I've always believed in. Oh, I have a soul, or oh, I have this something that can go to heaven, or that will continue existing after I die, or something that makes me special and something that separates me from the rest of existence. Um, and I forgive myself that I've never even considered existence. I've never even considered that maybe what is in fact special and what is in fact important and what is in fact real and what I should be fighting for is not the soul, but is everything that's here in this world, this physical existence, all the life forms, all of it, everything that exists in and has this physical existence. Maybe that's the only thing that's actually real. Because guess what? It's what I can touch, it's what I can see, it's what is actually tangibly, physically here. The soul is nowhere. The soul is not here, anyways, has never been here. And I mean, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand that, I mean, to be truly honorable as a living word is also to, is also basically for myself to understand and to realize that at the end of the day, this whole fighting for my soul and trying to be a good person just so that I can get into heaven, it's also about realizing that on a real level, it's not, it's just not um exemplary of an actual good person. It's actually extremely selfish and self-centered and inconsiderate and just, like, what am I doing? So honorable is also about really looking at myself and really sort of asking myself, like, who am I? What am I doing? How am I existing really? And is how I'm existing, is it exemplary of a real good person? As in, someone that doesn't just live for themselves, someone that doesn't just consider themselves, or somebody that isn't just living so that they could go to heaven after they die, but somebody who does actually consider others, someone who does actually place others first, or someone who actually cares about life, about existence, somebody who actually cares about another more than themselves, or somebody who doesn't only think about themselves. Where to be honorable, yeah, is to also just have an honest look at myself, have an honest look at how I'm existing and what I'm doing and who I am, and is this really who I want to be? Like, sure, on the surface, it's like I'm trying to be a good person, right? And my whole life I've always tried to be a good person, but what is that really about? It's asking myself those questions and being honest with myself about, like, what is this? What am I really doing? How am I really existing here within this I just try to be a good person point? Because at the end of the day, it's actually all about me. It's all about my soul, and I need to get to heaven. And as long as I get to heaven, as long as I can be comfortable, as long as I can be good, that's all that matters. That's what's really going on. So, am I really a good person? You know? That's also what it means to be honorable, is to ask myself those real questions and to really look at the reality of how I'm existing and asking myself, is this really evidence of a true good person? You know, is this really you know, am I being an example um of a true knight, so to speak, you know, somebody who you can truly respect? Okay, well, I'm just gonna leave the video here. Thanks for watching. Until the next one.